Welcome to another video. In this video, we are going to install Ubuntu Server Virtual Machine in our Windows. I am specifically going to go for the latest 26.04 version. So you can use any browser. First of all, we are going to download VirtualBox. So you can just search VirtualBox download and you will see the official virtualbox.org link appear on the top. We are going to select the downloads link. We are going to select the Windows host. I assume that you are using Windows system if you are following this video with me. The second thing which we are going to download is Ubuntu Server ISO download. So this is the installation image, in other words, which we use to install the system. So just go to the official page and click the download button, and it can take like 10 to 15 seconds until the download officially starts. So I have downloaded both of these things already, so I'm not going to download them again. However, I have not installed any of them because I want to cover the full process. So I'm going to do it right now and you can follow along with me. So first of all, I placed both of them inside a folder. It's not necessary, it's going to be in the downloads folder for you, but I just like to keep my stuff separated and isolated. So I have both of my things in my ISO folder. So first of all, I'm going to double click VirtualBox and the installer is going to pop up. Let me minimize these screen recorder things. I'm going to click next. I accept the terms. Next, yes. These are some dependencies which it asks, so I'm going to just select all of them. And I just selected the option to have an icon on desktop. You can select on start menu as well. It's totally up to you. So you notice that pop-up, it's totally normal because when you first time install a VirtualBox, it installs some drivers. So once it's done, I'm going to open it and we are going to select basic mode. And I'm going to enable full screen on this VirtualBox. Now we are going to create a new machine. We are just going to select this new option on the top. The VM name is going to be Ubuntu, or you can name it Ubuntu Lab as well. You can name it Ubuntu Server as well. It doesn't matter. ISO image, you are going to select the ISO image which we installed. In my case, it is in the ISO folder. In your case, if you left it default, it's going to be in the downloads folder. Make sure to uncheck proceed unattended option. I'm going to allocate 4000 megabytes of RAM and 2 CPUs, and the virtual memory, I'm going to leave it for default 25 gigabytes. Once it's done, I'm going to click settings and network, and for now I'm going to leave it as it is because I'm going to disable my Wi-Fi or your internet, because in this specific version of Ubuntu there are a lot of failures or errors during installation, especially when you have your network enabled. So disable it. I'm going to start the virtual machine and you will see that the virtual machine or my Ubuntu system is going to pop up. So here it's going to say try out install Ubuntu server. You just have to click enter on your keyboard. If it's not working, you have to click with your mouse on side this frame and then hit enter. Now I'm going to just fast forward this boot time so the video stays short, but I'm going to cover every selection and every option we have to make. So just enter if you're going to use English, and you can use your arrow keys up and down to move. I'm going to select my keyboard. Since I have a Portuguese keyboard, I'm going to select a Portuguese keyboard. So here we are going to keep it as it is. Just enter here as well. Just enter. It's not going to get an IP address because we have disabled network, but it's okay. Just enter. Now here, since we don't have network connected, it's not going to work. So you just can click done and you can select the option which says continue. It really does not matter for now. So continue without updating. Just press enter one more time. So here again, we will leave these settings default. Done, and continue. You can use anything. Admin user, I'm going to say night. And my server's name is going to be Ubuntu Lab, and my username is going to be night, and I'm going to use a simple password like 1234 or something you can remember. So Here you are going to use spacebar to select install OpenSSH server. Remember, you have to use spacebar to select or deselect any of these options. So I selected SSH server and I proceeded with the next step. So now it's installing the system, the operating system. I'm just going to fast forward and skip the video until it is finalized. It can take a lot of time. For me, it took like 35 minutes. It can take more. But since we have network disabled, it's not going to have any serious crash or error. Once it's done, we have to reboot the system and remove the ISO image. So we can remove it directly from the folders. We can just delete the ISO image, or we can remove it inside the VirtualBox manager as well. Or I think we have to first remove it from the VirtualBox manager. Regardless, I'm going to remove the installation media image. So I'm going to open my folders where I have ISO image and I'm going to delete it. Okay, as I said, we have to remove it inside. So just select these devices, optical drives, and remove disk from virtual and force unmount. So once you have removed it, you would be able to delete the ISO image. We no longer need it. We have installed the operating system in our virtual machine and reboot now. So it may get stuck on the reboot option as well. So you can manually close the virtual machine and install it, start it again. Sorry. So just cross, power off the machine, okay, and just start it again. Before we can enable the network as well. So go to network. Bridged adapter allows us to have a separate IP address for our virtual machine on our network. NOT adapter, it basically uses your computer's address for your virtual machine as well. So we prefer to have bridge adapter. Once it's done, start the machine. I'm going to skip that boot up process once again. Now it's not going to take long. It's going to take just a minute, but still I'm going to save that minute for you and not make it part of the video. So I used my username. It's first time login, so you will see some strange things. And so, okay, I had to use username again. My bad. Let me just try my username again. It was night and my password was 1234. It does not show password by default. So if you can't see what you're writing, don't be worried. That's how Linux works. So I'm going to see my IP address. It is 192.168.1.194, which is IP address of my Ubuntu virtual machine. This is not the IP address of my own system, my own laptop, my Windows. It is the IP address of my Ubuntu virtual machine. So sudo systemctl status sshd, since we installed SSH remote access, you know that. Okay, I put the wrong password, my bad. 1234, there we go. I can see it's active and running, which means I can access my server using my CMD, my command line of my Windows. So I'm going to open my CMD and I'm going to type in the remote connection command. SSH, my username, night, the local IP address of my Ubuntu server. So it was 1.94, I think. Yeah, 194. Yes, and the password 1234. There we go. Now we have the network. We can connect to our server using command prompt. It is much more neat, much more reliable. You can see it looks graphically more appealing and more easy to work with. We can copy commands, we can paste commands. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to sudo apt update and apt upgrade, sudo apt upgrade. So I am telling the system, find all the updates which are available for this version of Ubuntu and install or download them into my system. So we disabled network and we saved like 90% of the error which were occurring during the installation of Ubuntu server of the specific version. That's why I went this way. So it can take some time depending on your system, but it's going to work. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.